Welcome back to part 2 of the Avebury to Rorton bike ride, and we're going to go and have a look and see what we've got on the second part now, which is we've come down from Barbury Castle and we're going to go all the way back up to Avebury even, and have a little look. We're going through Rorton Village and then we'll see the Science Museum, which you can't see because it's locked away, and we'll have a look at the sneaky route to get back from Avebury all the way across country back to my old home in Bishop's Cannings. So let's have a look. So this is the road from Chiseldon into Rorton Village. A little bit rainy on this day, unfortunately, and it keeps on spotting up the lens. We will periodically clean it off, but hope you can put up with the fact that we are getting rained on here, and it wasn't supposed to rain this day, but yeah, that's weather forecasts for you. So this roundabout's got the new co-op store, I think it is, yeah. And the usual inevitable roadworks or delays coming up through here. Rorton Airfield used to be an RAF station, and it is now converted into a business estate and a solar farm. It used to be used also for the Grand Tour, used to do their racetrack there, and they used to race around on what they called the Ebola-drome, and we have got drone footage of the Ebola-drome on this channel. Just check out Grand Tour Ebola-drome. Yeah, this supermarket on the left closed down, and the chip shop on the right. It's good chippy, that, actually. People do come from miles around to get their chips from that chip shop. And this is the climb up the hill. And it's quite a big hill, actually. You get a good view over Swindon from the top of this hill. But the excitement of the lights, we will get you past. Yeah, we'll get you past these lights because that's boring, just sitting there waiting for the lights to change. You can start to see on the left hand side the hill, which on top of is Rorton Airfield on the left hand side, just popping through the trees there a little bit. And as we come out of the trees, there's a car park here on the right, a little pull in, and you can sit there and look down over the wonderful city of Swindon. Yeah, we're getting rained on here now. There's one of the hangars which is used for storage by the science museum, and they keep a lot of their archive records in these hangars, and also exhibits which are too big to keep in the London museums, such as aircraft, tanks and very large vehicles, but things that are too large to exhibit. Sadly though, you can't come here and visit it, so yeah. Invitation only and appointment only, which they don't give out to the general public for viewing. But we're going up the side track here, and this little track just goes to a reservoir at the end. But these tracks used to go all the way around the edge of the airfield. This is known as a local shagger spot where people come and do naughty things. So I flew my drone over here once, and I saw two blokes performing a very unusual act, parked right there on the right hand side, right there. And yeah, I could see everything on the drone. I think I did upload it. YouTube didn't like the fact I'd uploaded it, but yeah, I blurred the essential bits out that you didn't need to see. And the two guys spotted the drone, and then briefly stopped what they were doing and quickly got out of the area. But oh well, that's what you get when you do naughty acts in a public place where people might just turn up. Now on the left hand side there is a bridle way, or a way to get across that field, but it's very muddy today, so I decided not to actually go along there. So we just continue on and get back on the main road, head towards Avebury. I've cleaned my lens off, as you can see, but let's just continue on the way. The rain was actually blowing from Swindon towards Avebury, so it was going from the north to the south. So I figured that if I kept going quite quickly, you'd actually be able to outrun it, but yeah. So you can see one of the hangars on the right hand side there. There's a lot of newly refurbished hangars which look quite spectacular, and all for the National Science Museum. So that's the north-south road, which leads you all the way to Avebury. But the Ridgeway that we came along earlier on is actually on the left hand side. As we come out from these buildings now, you'll see it's all on the hill on the left hand side, and that's the ancient Ridgeway that goes on the left hand side up there. The cut-through road, which takes you down to the right, will take you down to Royal Wootton Bassett, and to the left takes you up to the back of the Rorton airfield. driven up and down this road so many times over the years. Over the last 30 years I've lived in Wiltshire. You can see the trees on the hill in the distance. That is the Ridgeway. Trees on the left hand side at about 11 o'clock. That's the Ridgeway we came up in part 1. So we're heading to where that Ridgeway goes down and meets Avebury, which is directly in front of us. That's Mr. Hussey's farm on the left hand side, and Mr. Hussey has been very good to the crop circle makers in allowing crop circles to be made on his land for the public to come on along and walk around inside a crop circle, pay a couple of pounds, and that money's gone to charity. And I think well over £20,000 has been given to charity for scanning equipment in the Swindon Hospital. So off to the left there you can see that's the Ridgeway, and that road will take you up to Hackpen Hill. And although you can't see it, there is the White Horse, the Hackpen White Horse is up there. What we mean by white horse is a white horse made of chalk carved into the hills, and there's about 10 or so of those in the Wiltshire general area, including the very famous Uffington white horse, which is very ancient and probably one of the first white horses to be carved in the hills, and then all the others were then copies. But Uffington, they believe, I think it's over 10,000 years old, possibly as old as Stonehenge. So many of these fields on the left have had crop circles in them in the past, and even some of the fields on the right. It's a lot quicker riding on the roads to get back to Avebury as opposed to taking the Ridgeway, but the Ridgeway is still a very nice walk if you ever fancy taking yourself up there. Always have to slow down a bit on these bends, but I do know one person involved in urbex who reckons he can get about 120, 130 miles an hour driving his car down here, so no names mentioned there. But he says he loves this road because he can really get his foot down. We do not condone speeding, no matter how fun it is. One of these very busy farmers, out busily not farming but getting paid to cut the hedges and cut all these hedgerows and banks that I thought were there to keep little animals, you know, have little homes and birds to have nests, but they pay them to cut them all down. So yeah, go figure. not far from Avebury now. I think this village is called Winterbourne Monkton. Oh look, there's another one. Funny, isn't it? Got plenty of money to go and get tractors with cutting equipment and spend all day cutting down the hedges. Yeah. Guess there's no money in growing crops anymore. Look at all the neatly trimmed hedges. Look at how neat the hedges are trimmed, and yeah, cut down the nests and make the hedges no longer a place for the little animals to hide out. On the left hand side is the gourmet goat farmer. And as you can see, the goats in the field there will be ending up on somebody's plate. Little do they know their fate. And on the left hand side there used to be a garage, petrol station, and it got demolished in order to put a posh house. Yeah. So no more petrol station, no more place you can buy food or sweets because of this nice barn that got made on the left hand side. I'm sure the people who live in the barn are quite happy, but yeah, one more thing removed from Avebury. And as you can see, we've got an unusual thing in Avebury because the houses here are millions of pounds, and to rent is like £2,000 a month to rent a house in Avebury. However, on the outskirts you have these mobile homes, caravan park, and some of them are quite big. So it's quite nice to see that even though you've got the rich people in Avebury, that some people can actually live affordably like this, and it's kept very well and looks very nice. And it's hidden away by the trees, so you can't see it, and unless you knew it was here, you'd never know this was just lodged on the edge of Avebury. I believe at one time Avebury used to have 3 garages positioned around it. Now it has no garages. And there's the Avebury, start of Avebury, the barrows that go around. And they go all the way around the edge. It's a raised barrow of earth that encompasses the circumference of Avebury. And down here we've got the house, which you can pay some sort of obscene figure of money to go in and have a look at this tiny little house run by the National Trust. And we've got this supposed tithe barn, which is just a recreation. And over there in the corner on the left behind those trees is the hidden toilets, which apparently they say are there open for people to go and have a pee and a poo late at night. But no, they're locked. So what do people do when they can't find a place to go to the toilet in the middle of the night when they come to Avebury? Yeah, exactly. because National Trust will not keep the toilets open, even though people come 24/7 and arrive in the middle of the night to go to the stones. But nope, no toilets for you. No toilets for you, because we're the National Trust and we want your money. We want your money. We want you to come and buy some expensive £5 bowl of soup, or £8 for a sandwich in the National Trust shop. Yep, come and pay your money and pay £5 to park in the National Trust car park. Take away the free parking from the centre of town, make it all National Trust parking. Yep, money. But yeah, anyway, here's the stones. There's the Avebury stones. A few more coming up on the left, quite large ones in a second. And the Red Lion pub, which is actually not too bad. It's reasonably priced compared to the National Trust, so don't go spending your money with National Trust. Go in the Red Lion pub there on the right hand side. National Trust certainly know how to rip you off. £5 to park, £20 to get a small meal, and then another £7 or £8 to go in and see the house. Yeah, great. Here's the Avebury stones, left and right, and the moat around the edge, dug in. And this is called the Avebury Avenue. And the stones that go out from here, from Avebury, go in this long straight line, all the way out. As you can see them on the right hand side, and some of them next to the road on the left hand side. You'll see a few more. There's one coming past now. And this forms the tail of a serpent, because Avebury, the stone circle of Avebury, and the big circle that is Avebury, is actually the belly of the serpent. And what we're seeing with these stones going along on the right hand side is the tail of the serpent. And the tail goes all the way up to the sanctuary, which is another ring of stones. Stones are no longer there, but they're represented by wood. But that would be the tail of the serpent. So it's kind of interesting that everyone goes mad wanting to see Stonehenge, yet Stonehenge is absolutely tiny and you have to pay £20 to go and stand near it, whereas Avebury is free, apart from, are you going to pay for the National Trust parking? But it's free to go and visit. It's much bigger, and I think it's far more interesting because it's a serpent. It's not just a load of stones with a big question mark on them. It's actually a serpent which you can see in the landscape. So far more interesting. And you can go there at night. You can sit next to the stones all night long and not pay a penny. So I would recommend, if you're thinking of coming down to go to Stonehenge, don't pay and come to Avebury instead. And I would also recommend parking in the centre of the village, going and getting some food at the pub, which will then see you free parking, so you can go and walk around the stones. As long as you've eaten in the pub, free parking. Or as I do, free parking in the car park that used to be free parking opposite the post office, which they took away and said, no, that's for locals only now. Well, yeah, I'm local, so I park for free. I suggest you too. Do it. So as you can see, we're going down the laneway now that gets us onto the tracks. Now this is the very complicated route that you have to take to get from Avebury all the way along to Bishop's Cannings. And on the left and right, did you see those yellow posts that went past? Those yellow marker posts with the yellow tops, yellow like rooftops, slanted rooftops. That's the strategic gas, petrol and oil pipeline. It's all in one pipe, but they send gas down it, they send oil, and they send diesel, and they send kerosene down through that pipe. And it's the strategic fuel pipeline. So just one big farmer's yard before we get up onto the hills. I'm not sure whether you can cut across from the right down here, but I decided to go straight ahead, which is my normal known route, but there might be a way to cut across to the right, but I'm not sure. So we'll do the route I know, which is straight ahead. I'm not sure if that can actually get you to where we're going to end up a little bit later on, but I take the sneaky route because it's more fun. So we're going to go up and cut across to the right. Those hills in front, one of them is the largest hill in Wiltshire, the tallest hill, called Milk Hill. And when you're standing on Milk Hill, you're looking down on everything else in Wiltshire. You're at the highest spot. So there is a way that you can go up to the left, which will take you more towards Knapp Hill, but we're not going to go up there today. Our intention is straight ahead and to the right. So yeah, we're going to be heading up there, cutting across and seeing if any of the gates are open to make it nice and easy. And as you can see, some of these fields are absolutely immense. The length of them and the space here for farming is just huge. It seems like the rain has caught us up a little bit as well. We're getting the odd spot. We are going to go down to the right in a minute, but I'm just curious whether you can go to the left, but we are heading up to the right eventually. So let's just check out what the status of play is up to the left, whether or not there's any way through. Just curious. Oh yeah, the rain has caught me up. Oh dear. Yeah, you can't get through there. Gated off, unfortunately. That would eventually take you up onto the hills like Knapp Hill and the White Horse if you keep going up there. The White Horse at Alton Barnes, Honey Street. But seeing as it's not an easy way to get through, we're going to take the what I believe to be easier route, which is the sneaky route. weird little post box. Is it a camera? I'm going fairly slow because everything's so slippy in the winter time, and when it's been raining it's definitely worth taking your time. Don't want any broken bones. You can see Milk Hill and those tallest hills looming up on the left hand side now, and I would like to get up there, but we have to see what we can actually achieve with the routes that are open to us. So that's where I want to go, but yeah, let's just have a look what goes at the end of this field then, and whether we can carry on up. That is definitely a very impressive hill, and if you go up there you can drive up it in a car, and when you get up there you can see everything all the way around, and there's a road which goes up, the main road on the right hand side, which parallels roughly where we're travelling now, off road. So that's the road that goes from Beckhampton, Avebury, all the way to Devizes. So let's see whether we can get up there. So yeah, it does eventually go all the way up, but not sure if this fence is going to cut us off. I believe the farmers keep edges of these fields like this, where they don't farm, and they're kept as a reserve for wildlife. But yeah, you can see there's a trackway to kind of get you across, but unfortunately it looks like there's a fence in the way. So yeah, we need to get somewhere up there to get across the top, but are we going to be able to get there this way, or are we going to have to go further to the right and come back around it from another angle? So yeah, sadly all that to the left is kind of out of reach for us at the moment, but yeah. Oh well, what can you do? Let's make our way back and try and work our way over that hill in front of us. Find a way over. And whittle away at these roots until we find a way that gets all the way through. So we're heading back facing north now. Here we got to get over that hill. Oh, my indicators are on again. Oh my god. How long have they been on? So easy to brush the indicator thing with your hand, and it's very hard from the seated position to see the indicators, especially if you're looking and concentrating on where you're riding. One day I'm going to put a beeper on there. I'm going to put a beeper on it so I know that they're on. The beauty of having a bike is the ability to go large distances, realize that you've gone to a dead end, but then not have to suffer the long walk back, because it all comes quite quickly. Right, so this is where we joined that field, but we're going to head up the actual track now and see where that takes us. Time to clean the lens first. So now we're up on top of that hill that we were just in the ridge, in the valley below. So now we're going on top of the hill, got the good view out. And to the left behind those line of trees would be the, I think it's 361. It goes from Beckhampton to Devizes. That's where the main road is, back there. And the hill off to our right in the distance at about 2 o'clock, that is Oliver's Castle, and Roundway Hill. Oh, it's not actually. That's Cheryl. Roundway is further off to the left with a bunch of trees on it. So what I'd really like to do is keep going all the way up these hills right onto the top. So are we going to be able to do it? Well, there's a gate there, and unfortunately it's padlocked. So, another dead end. Okay, all we can do is turn around and parallel back down and see if there's a way to cut across that way, and then work our way across to the left. Now there's a fence line here that if it was broken we could maybe get into the next field, but there's the break in the fence. But yeah, it's a field of crop. It's a bit cheeky getting into fields of crop even if you ride along the edge, so not feeling that one. Probably get a bit of criticism if I went into that field, so yeah, could be done, but yeah, and it'd probably take me beyond that that gate that was there stopping us. So we've got to get further over to the right and work our way along in the valley to the right and see if we can find a way to where the sun is at the end. I do love how steady this 360 camera is, you know, no matter what you're doing, it's always straight and level. It acts as a gimbal, and it's really easy to reposition the camera when you're riding. It's amazing. No matter where I'm turning my head and looking around, you're still seeing straight ahead. It's great. So we're going to go down there, and then we're going to work our way across to the left. Okay, over there is Avebury and the Ridgeway that we just came across earlier on. So that's the Ridgeway down there. But yeah, we need to keep going, and we need to see whether we can get ourselves further positioned off to the left. I just love exploring these tracks though. It's just like putting a map together in your mind of all the sneaky little routes that you can use. So here's another field, but no holes in the fence line, unfortunately. So we could cut across to the left if we could get through, but yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going, see if we can find that route. We will eventually, I'm sure. So yeah, still got to get off it to the left. I can see various pathways over there, but we've just got to get over. We've got to start moving to the left, and hopefully that's going to start happening soon. It's becoming green, that field. So we could dip through there, but there would be animals in that field, so we'd probably have fences stopping us. But a trackway. A trackway. Yes, we're on a different piece of farm now, so the road picks up. So we're still heading back towards Avebury, so we're heading in the wrong direction, but we are heading along a track, and this track probably, by deduction, has to go off to the left, because we didn't see any cut acrosses prior to this, so it's going to go to the left, and here we are starting to see it bend a little. There's a track ahead of us to the right, which probably means it comes to a T-junction and also goes left. And I can see it seemingly going to go to the left, which is where we want to go. That track to the right might actually be the cut across I was talking about earlier on. We could have taken a different route right at the beginning, and it might have come up that way. So yeah, we're heading left now. We're heading west. Yep. Now, I seem to remember from coming down here many years ago that there is another path. Yeah, there it is on the right hand side. And what we need to do is we need to find a way to get down to that path. So we need to get from this path we're on and jump down onto this other path, which is now heading sort of southwest. So we're looking for a hole in the fence we can cut through. Oh yeah. Looks like the fence is coming down a bit, so are we going to find a way through? Potentially risking spiking the tyres with the barbed wire fence, but that's why we have the slime in the tyres now. So if we prick our tyres with a barb, it will self-seal. So no flat tyres. So let's risk it. Oof. Come down through these trees and we'll eventually come back out onto that track. Yep, this is where we want to get through. Okay, we're on the track, so now we're heading south again. And you can see Silbury Hill at about 2 o'clock. They're just dipping down behind the hillside, so that's Silbury Hill. So we've come back a hell of a long way. We're almost parallel with Avebury, so we've had to come all the way back in order to get onto this track. So as far as we went towards Milk Hill, we've had to come all the way back. But at least this way, I have a dim and distant memory that this is a route I've taken in the past. Okay, so does this go anywhere to the left? We still need to get across that way, but not sure if this cuts through where we need to go. So there's fences on the left hand side for pheasant breeders. There's a pheasant enclosure. Nope, just seems to be a field, which you don't want to go across the fields. So as we head up over this hill, we should be able to see Avebury at about 2 o'clock and Silbury Hill. We've got this interesting little transmitter site with the microwave transmitter horns pointing out in various different directions. Solar powered. So what's that then? Water pumping. It's probably for the waterboard. So we can just see Silbury Hill in the distance there, just poking its head out from behind the hill. It's at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Silbury Hill is one of the largest man-made mounds in Europe. You can see it there poking its head out. It looks like a triangle. That's actually a hill. It was believed to be the burial mound for the ancient King Sil. And King Sil was believed to be buried in there, but they've tunnelled in a few times into the hill, archaeological surveys, and they've never found any burial chamber in the hill. There it is at about 2 o'clock now, Silbury Hill, the largest man-made mound in Europe. There's one of those orange signposts, which means that the strategic oil pipeline is going under the ground. So are we going to be able to get through this farm and get out? That's the big question. So we're at the back of somebody's house, I think, here now, as well as the farm. So we'll go around the back. And I think this is James Reed. I think it's Reed's farm. He doesn't like the crop circles, I know that. But it's no worry, because we don't like farmers either. Get off my land. So are we going to be able to get out? Oh, a gate with a keypad. Will it open if I drive towards it? Is it one of those automatic gates that'll just open up? No. No. So how are we going to get through? Are we trapped? Are we trapped? Oh dear. Put the thinking cap on, Matt. What are we going to do here then? Oh look. Hang on. Hang on. Just go around it. Yes, baby. Freedom! So this is the village road. So we're back out. So, will we find a way up onto the hillside again? Well, I just saw another track. We just passed another track, so we'll have to go back and investigate. But can you get through up here? Oh no, looks like a house. Nope, we need to go and check that other track out again. So the keen-eyed would have spotted that just down here on the right looks like a track. Oh yeah, that looks like a track. There's the strategic oil pipeline again on the right hand side. Not sure where that goes. Just keep going. This becomes a very rough, slippy ridge track here. And those ridges pull your wheel into alignment with it and make it kind of hard to steer, because you can't steer out of these ridges sometimes. No, we need to get in there and across, but how are we going to get into that field and across? Is there a way? Well, we're not seeing it yet, so we'll just keep going and see if we can find a way in. We need to get in there, but fence is stopping us again. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to bring a vehicle up here. Nowhere to turn around. Squelchy, squelchy, and slippy back wheels. So yeah, we got to get down to roughly around where those trees are to cut across. I know there's a path, a trackway over there, but how do we get from there to those trees on the right? Uh-oh. Stuck in the ruts. Oof. Get yourself out of the ruts. No, another closed gate, so we can't get in. Okay, so we need to get over there somehow. Weighing it up. How are we going to do this? Okay, let's keep going. Just got to be patient and keep looking. Because these are fields which are only used for farming, growing crops, generally the fences won't be as well kept as those where they're keeping livestock. So just got to keep going until you find that hole in the fence. Oops, stuck in a rut. Oop, try and get it out. Oh yeah. Bounce it out. Look at these ruts here. Wow. Yeah. Definitely prefer summertime when this stuff's hard and not so slippy. Keeping over on the left hand side now because I just don't like these ruts and the control they have over your front wheel. Oof. Getting thrown around a bit by those ruts. I can see the trees up at the end of this track, which might signify gates, maybe a way in. Are we going to be lucky? Ruts are getting bad again. Oh yeah, ruts are getting bad. Oh look, I've managed to knock my hazards on again, but I noticed it this time. The control for that. Oh, you get that. Oh, it's look, the back wheel got stuck in the rut then. Oh yeah, it's not easy. It's not wanting to come out, and I come out of one rut, and yeah, come out of one rut, stuck in another one. Front wheel stuck in the other rut. Yeah, it might look easy riding on the bike, but trust me, there's a lot. Trying to get the back end round. The back end is still on the left. Look, oh, managed to kick the back end out of that rut. Now I want to get the front wheel out. And the back wheel. Wait, the back wheel is now stuck in the right-hand rut. Can you see how that's going? And it's like, rev it up, kick it out, kick it out, kick it out. Nope, you don't want to go. Does not want to go. Still, the back wheel's still stuck in that rut. Come on, out you come. Out you come. There we go. Out of the ruts. Now in the left-hand rut again. Ugh, when you get stuck in a rut, that's where the term comes from, stuck in a rut. So we've got an entranceway in. Let's go into the field. Yeah, baby. So we're slowly zigzagging our way across. Behind that hill in front of us is the farm where I know there is a track that leads all the way to Bishop's Cannings, which is our chosen destination. So are we going to be able to find that hidden path? So when we get to the end of this track, I know we either have to go left and up and over that hill, or to the right. What's going to be the easiest option? And as you've noticed, the rain has caught up with us. Yep. So is there going to be a gap in the fence? Not so far. Okay, right, well, we've got fence line going all the way up. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to get through? We're going to go that way or that way? Yeah. Well, what have I just spotted? Oh. Hang on. Follow the fence line all the way to the end. And does the fence join up? No, the fence doesn't join up. Look, there's a little gap at the end. Oh yeah. The fence is always open. Yep. So the mission is not a failure yet at this point, but the rain is definitely starting to come down now. And rain may stop play because I cannot get this camera too wet. It's not a waterproof camera, so oh dear. Is this going to join up with a track? Oh yes, a track. Ho 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 ho, yeah, we got a track. We're going places now. Whoosh. I'm trying to beat the rain as well, like get away from that rain that's heading in from the north, which is on the right hand side of us, blowing to the left hand side of us. left hand side of the screen. I apologise for the view, but not much I can do about the rain. So that set of trees at about 1 o'clock in front of us, there's definitely a path that goes from those trees down, but we've got to get from here along the track and all the way to Bishop's Cannings. So on the left hand side now we have a thing called the Gallops, where I used to practice when I was learning to fly a microlight. I used to practice doing emergency landings on that field. This was a long straight field. So there's a farm down there on the right hand side, and I'm not sure whether the farmer's going to see us. It's not in this set of trees actually, it's in the trees at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock now. There's a farm down there, and I know that the farmer is kind of not happy about people coming up here, so yeah, we'll see whether we encounter the farmer, but you're going to have to watch into part 3 to see what happens next. So let's rest up, clean off the camera, and say join us in part 3 of the Avebury to the Ridgeway, Barbury Ridgeway. Join us in part 3 to see what happens next and see if we make it all the way. Thank you for watching, and remember, don't like, don't subscribe, and don't go through cropped fields. Look for a way down the fence line. There's always one.